sutil razza dannata per qual prezzo vendeste il mio bene.
Born the 19th of March, 1921, in Marianna, Arkansas, as one of 8 children of an itinerant Baptist minister, Robert Keith McFerrin would go on to become the first African-American man to sing a principal role and the first to sing a title role at the famed Metropolitan Opera House. Robert showed vocal talent at an early age, singing while still a boy soprano in a local church's gospel choir. As a young teenager, he joined 2 of his siblings in a trio. The 3 accompanied their father on regional preaching engagements, singing gospel songs, hymns, and spirituals. Due to strict religious beliefs held by his father and mother, McFerrin was forbidden movies, radio, and dancing as a child. Reverend McFerrin did not wish Robert to sing any type of secular music, only gospel. But in the end, this wish was undone by his desire to give his son the best possible education. Christmas carols were the closest thing to formal music I had ever heard before joining choir at Sumner High School in St. Louis. This is where his vocal talents were first discovered and potential nurtured. He went on to study music at Fisk University in Nashville, the Chicago College of Music, and spent 4 years' service in the United States Army before beginning his professional career. McFerrin's New York career began in 1949 with a small part in Kurt Weill's Lost in the Stars. His performance attracted the attention of Boris Godolsky, who gave him a scholarship to study at the Tanglewood Opera Theater outside of Boston. There, in 1949, he made his operatic debut in Giuseppe Verdi's Rigoletto. Robert McFerrin had distinguished himself in singing competitions earlier in life, but in 1953, he eclipsed these honors by winning the Metropolitan Opera's Auditions of the Air, the first African-American to do so. He initially was skeptical about entering the competition, saying, "I might win the damn thing, and I wouldn't know what to do." He said this because of the limited career prospects for blacks aspiring to sing opera. During this time, it was customary for the winner of the Auditions of the Air to receive 6 months' training and a contract to sing a principal role at the Met. In McFerrin's case, he received no contract, and his training lasted for 13 months. McFerrin did not object, and later lauded the program for teaching him fencing, ballet, and other aspects of stage deportment. Following Marian Anderson's groundbreaking debut in 1955 as the first black artist at the Metropolitan Opera House, Mr. McFerrin became the first black male artist at the Metropolitan the same year, singing the role of Amonasro, the Ethiopian king, in Giuseppe Verdi's Aida. Racial politics, rather than sound musical values, dictated his being cast as Amonasro, the black Ethiopian king, and father of Aida, has no love duets to sing with white women. Yet at 5'7" tall and 140 pounds, the young McFerrin was hardly prepossessing on stage as the evil father figure. In 1956, McFerrin appeared as the hunchback jester, Rigoletto, and became the first African-American in history to sing a title role at the Metropolitan Opera House. His voice was described by critic Albert Goldberg in the Los Angeles Times as a baritone of beautiful quality, even in all registers, and with a top that partakes something of a tenor's ringing brilliance. "I am not attempting to carry the load for all Negro singers," McFerrin told the New York Post prior to his debut, but in reality, the load he had to carry transcended vocal concerns. Despite being a talent of great promise and potential, McFerrin only sang 10 performances at the Met. One major reason for his truncated career was management's fear of the reaction of audiences to see a black man on stage as the brother, husband, or lover of a white female. "I had been at the Met for 3 years and had only done 3 roles, which averaged out to a role a year," recalls McFerrin. "I did not want to continue the uncertainty of my future, of whether or not I would progress beyond the status of singing the role of a brother or a father. I wanted to sing Wotan, or Count de Luna, or a romantic lead. I guess this would have created too much controversy." In 1959, McFerrin provided the vocals for Sidney Poitier's Porgy in Hollywood's film adaptation of Porgy and Bess. He then decided to resign his position on the Met roster and to take his chances in California. In 1973, McFerrin returned to the city where he had attended high school and accepted an appointment as artist in residence at the St. Louis Institute of Music Conservatory. He suffered a stroke in 1989, but while his speaking voice was impaired, his singing voice remained largely unaffected. He courageously continued performing for years afterwards. He was honored with a Lifetime Achievement Award by Opera America in June of 2003. On November 24, 2006, Robert Keith McFerrin Sr. suffered a heart attack and died at the age of 85. Upon McFerrin's death, the distinguished African-American tenor George Shirley wrote, "Robert McFerrin Sr.'s heart was that of a giant. As one of the world's greatest singers and courageous pioneers, he instilled within me and countless other black males the resolve to pursue our destinies as performers in the profession of grand opera. Tonight we remember Robert McFerrin."